Welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders. I'm Orit, dancer, instructor, and proud owner of a thriving belly dance fitness business. And in this podcast, I'm giving it to you straight, sharing what it takes to kickstart and grow your dance and fitness business for the success you deserve. Whether you're a seasoned instructor, a passionate performer, or dreaming of turning your love for dance and fitness into a thriving career, you're in the right place. Lace up those sneakers and pull on those dance shoes and get ready for truth smacks, tips, and inspiration. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders. This is episode 50. Wow. And what better way to spend my 50th episode with the fabulous Trina Lyons of Master T Fitness and Dance. Welcome, Trina.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Yee. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you. All right, Trina. So welcome, and our audience welcomes you. And we are an audience of dance and dance fitness entrepreneurs, as well as just fitness, traditional fitness. And we're going to talk all about business and how the heck you grew your company, how you started and where you are now. But first, before we get started, we all want to know about Trina. So how did you get into dance and fitness?
Well, my background is primarily dance. I'm originally from San Diego, and I did all my dance training there. And from college, I went into owning my own dance company. And then from there, I started to, there's a company called Culture Shock San Diego, and they asked me to be an artistic director for a group called Aftershock San Diego. So I did that for a while. I did not get into fitness until I moved to Philadelphia.
But what kind of dance companies did you have?
Was primarily hip hop.
Hey.
Yes. We dib and dabble with other genres of dancing, but primarily hip hop.
And did you do hip hop growing up, or is it like in your young adult years?
My background is street dance, battling in the streets. That's my background. And from there, it was me and my brother. We used to battle in the streets. And then when I started college, I had went through the gym area and I saw something I have never seen before. It was called modern dance.
Hey,
I was like, what is that? And the movement was so foreign to me, but I was so just engrossed into like, what is, I have never seen a ballet, nothing. It was strictly street. And then I'm like, when I saw the teacher and I'm like, you know what? I want to try this type of dance and see if I can do it. I went into modern, then I went into jazz, I went into tap, went into African. I just everything. Contemporary. I just lost my mind.
Wow.
8 years of doing everything.
And
I loved it.
Out of all those genres of dance, I'm sure it includes hip hop, what was your favorite?
My favorite was contemporary, between contemporary and jazz and lyrical. So between those three, that's what I fell in love with.
Wow. So this is a whole new vocabulary you had to learn.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was foreign. It was a foreign language. Especially me having to be, in hip hop, you got to be grounded and kind of dirty and And then I go into ballet where you have to be poised. You have to be, your posture has to be straight. And when I many tears. My ballet teacher used to tuck that butt in. The butt needs to be tucked in. Oh. I'm like, it is tucked. Oh my God. It was I was crying.
Wow.
But hey, it made me who I am today.
So you're crying. But you didn't give up. Why did you still?
Oh, no, I didn't give up. I did not give up because I loved it so much.
Really?
Yeah, dance, period. I mean, I was already a dancer growing up, but I never was trained into, ballet and stuff like that. When I got into it, I just fell in love with it. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to stop. I'm going to cry. Who cares? I'm going to keep going until I master this. And I just kept doing it.
See, that's a dancer's attitude.
Yeah.
Dancers want to master it.
They want to master it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So although you were crying, you still felt joy because you find joy in movement, whether it's hard.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wow.
I would cry, leave, come back, and she said, you ready for some more? I'm like, yeah.
Wow. Do you feel learning all these types of dance, do you feel like it helped your hip hop?
I realized that all my moves are cleaner because of the ballet. My turns were tighter because of ballet.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. I was more flexible. It was just,
Nice.
I noticed the difference. I'm like, whoa.
Nice.
So when I started to teach and coach dance, I always coach my kids and adults that I coached. The two things that you need to master. You need to master African dance. That's your mommy. The other mommy is ballet. And the cousin is gymnastics.
Ooh, that's right.
Okay. And then you get those three under there, any dance, it's like a no-brainer. It's like a no-brainer. So make sure you focus on those. And then any genre on top of that, oh my God, you will notice a difference. I used to train my dancers in the water.
Ooh.
So that when you're in the water, and I make sure they're on beat in the water. And they were like, it's so hard. I said, trust me, when you get out of here, you're going to notice that your jumps is going to be higher, because when you're in the water, you really, because of the resistance. And so when you get out of the water, you're like, whoa, you notice that your jumps are higher from going in and out of the water.
Doing choreographies in the water. Smart.
Yes. Because it forces you to do everything full out. See, when you're out of the water, a lot of people, you get lazy. It's like, okay, let me mark it. Yeah, and 5 and mark it. Yeah, and mark. In the water, you can't mark it.
Yeah.
You have to do a full out. Period.
That's right. You got to push it to be on the beat.
You have to push it to be on the beat.
Yeah.
So when you come out of it, it's like, oh, then everything kind of fell together for them to see what I might, it's always a method of my madness, but
amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, just side note, I'm just going to go. I saw an off-Broadway show called Breakin' NYC, and it was all about the history of breaking and hip hop, how it started and how it evolved. I was like,
yes,
wow, that is important.
Yeah, it's very important. Know your history.
Know your history.
Know your history of where hip hop came from. A lot of these kids don't know where hip hop came from. Have no idea.
And so you moved to Philly, and hip hop is different on the East Coast than West Coast.
Well, yeah. It is very different. It was a culture shock moving here in Philly. I came here. Well, like I said before, I'm from Culture Shock. Culture Shock is like a hip hop company that is pretty big company. They're in Canada, they're in Georgia, they're in Atlanta, they're in DC, Chicago, Culture Shock in San Diego, LA, Oakland. Culture Shock is pretty big. So when I was moving to Philly, the head of Culture Shock called some people in Philly and DC and say, okay, Trina's coming down here in 13. Make sure you embrace her, blah, blah, blah. They said, yeah, cool. I get down here to Philly and they ghost me. Yes, and what I've learned was basically, even though they knew who I was, it's like, well, you're not homegrown. It was just like it was kind of hard to find a dance home because I was from San Diego.
Hmm.
It was just weird. It was like, well, you kind of knew, and so what I had to do when I force me to get into fitness because I had to move. And I didn't have a dance home to actually do choreography or coach dance or any kind of artistic direction. So I'm like, what do I do? So that's when I started training in Pilates and I spin and boot camp. And I just had to learn it all. So that's how I got into fitness, moving here.
That's great. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Moving here to get into a company who ghosted you, and then
Yes.
you needed a plan B.
I needed a plan B.
Look
So
at
I
you.
had to make it work. So what I did was basically toured LA fitness all over Jersey, all over Pennsylvania. I was all over the place. They called me, I would go. I was driving to site to site to site to site, teaching everything.
Wow, you were hustling.
I was hustling. And then when I had a following with the dance and I had a following with the fitness. So I'm like, let's merge the two together and let's make it a fitness and dance. And Master T is actually a nickname that the kids used to call me in San Diego because I used to nickname all the kids. I'm like, when you come in here, not just the kids, the adults too, because I trained them too. I like, when you come in here, you are not Orit. You are, Edge. So every time you come in here, Orit has to leave. I need Edge here. So
Mm,
I would give them
mm,
nicknames and give them a
mhm.
persona, a
Right,
stage
right.
persona.
Yeah.
So to get into that role of character when you on stage, you're someone else. Don't bring that person up in this rehearsal.
Yeah.
Don't bring that person in. So what they did was they called themselves playing with me and said, well, you need a nickname too, Miss Trina. I said, no, I don't. I don't need no nickname. We're going to give you a nickname. So, okay, for months, I didn't hear a nickname. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then one member said, we got a nickname for you. I said, oh God, what is the nickname? Master T. I said, Master T. I said, why Master T? Well, you're like a master of all dances. You do tap, you do so that's why we said master, and then they put
Yeah.
the t was
Yeah.
makes it kind of ghetto. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so Master T, I'm like, okay, so they call me Master T all throughout the years, and then I just adopted it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, in year 18, I'm like, I'm just gonna stop jumping to gym to gym to gym to dance studio to dance and make my own and call it Master T Fitness and Dance.
Two things I want to say, Trina. First of all, this is awesome. First of all, I find it so awesome that you wanted your kids to be creative. Giving them nicknames, that's so like, from a teacher's perspective, what a great tool to give your
Yes.
kids. That was cool.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
and what's also interesting, I'm hearing that you just wanted to create something, but
Yeah.
not because like some other creators saw a gap in the industry. This is
Right.
missing. But you didn't find anything missing. You just said, I'm good at this and let me create it.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
So talk to me about that. You blended the two. Okay.
Yes.
Started teaching. People love you in Philly. You're traveling around.
Yes.
And how did you make it a business or a company or legit?
Well, when, in the beginning, when I actually branched off, it was kind of like it was kind of difficult for people. You know how people, when they used to go into LA Fitness is their thing. They don't want to. And then the dance studios where I taught, they did not want to leave their place, but yet they wanted to follow me. And I told them, I said, you guys, I said, I'm about to depart. I'm going to part ways, and I'm about to make it my own. This is where I'm going to be at. If you're interested, I'll see you, right? And they're like, well, I kid you not. As soon as I left, like 30, 40 people follow me instantly.
You made more money too.
Yeah, yes. It was like, whoa. I mean, it was overwhelming. And this was like year 18 in March. And when I decided, I said, okay, I'm just going to. So I asked the gym, one of the gyms that I work out of, Fitness Works. I said, is there any way I can rent Lisa's space out to see what happens? Because I was curious to see if anybody was going to even show up after I, made my announcement. And I made the announcement, okay, this day I'm going to be here, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden I show up, and then I see 30 people in the class. I'm like, oh, well. So it paid off doing all the tours and all the grinding, going to studio. It paid off. So for 18, 19, it's progressing. It's getting better and good. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then the pandemic, dong, dong, dong.
Yeah.
Took them all away.
Yeah. But before we talk about the pandemic and how it stayed afloat, what I find really cool is that you're a natural business person. Like, screw this. I'm not going to work for somebody else and get paid whatever it is an hour for the class, right?
Right.
I'm going to get all the money and I'll produce it myself. I can make more. And I teach people that they can do that. That is another option. It's more work to promote.
It is.
But in the end, there's more reward.
Yes. Yes.
So
not everybody's built that way, though. There's people who do not want the extra work that as a business owner, we have to do a lot. Marketing, the admin, the back end. We have to do everything. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They just rather just go to an established place, get their minimum money, and move on. And I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm willing to work hard, whatever I got to do to go to the next level. Let's do it.
Oh, I love that. But here's the thing, before we get into the pandemic, and now I'm coming up with more questions. Fascinating. This is fascinating because they're following you, and people like their gym. They don't like change, but they follow you because, first of all, you can obviously tell everybody, if you're listening, that she's incredibly magnetic. She just like pops out of my screen right now. But the way she speaks, she's charismatic. That, you got to be a kick-ass teacher, but what's your personality like?
Yes.
I can tell they love your personality.
Yes. Yeah. I come in there, it's like having fun. I'm like, look, I love what I do. And when I teach my class, I feel like I'm in an out of body experience. When I go teach, it's like I call it the fitness god, the dance fitness god. The dance fitness god just jumps in my body. I don't know, because I love it so much. And then people come to me like, oh my God. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. The fitness god did it. You have to love what you do.
Yeah.
And if you love it, people are going to love you. It's just you're going to attract people that want that type of love. It's like, okay, this teacher loved what they do. I want to be near them. Yeah.
Guys, I've seen her in action. I can see the fitness god going through her. She's into it. She's the dance god. She's into it. Very nice. And she's like, dirty.
Yes.
That energy, we feed off of that.
Yes.
Okay, but hold up. Okay, so you decide I'm doing this on my own, self-producing. How did you market it? How did you let people know?
It's crazy because I did not have to market when I left in 18. When I departed it was all word of mouth. Like 30 to 40 people just coming all the time.
You're
The
lucky shit.
marketing came in when after the pandemic, because when I lost everybody, then I had to learn how to market. It's
Okay.
no longer word of mouth.
Okay. Wow. Word of mouth. Lucky shit. We wish we could all
Yes.
start that way. Okay. Now
Right.
let's talk about the pandemic. I am
Yes.
glad that you're being transparent about this because it's hard, even for
It's
me too.
hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you learn? How did you learn it?
So what I did was I did a lot of research on the YouTube, how to market dance and how you market fitness. What do you do? I one thing about marketing, you got to have resources. If you don't have the money per se, it can be difficult if you don't have money to market. Okay. And,
Sure.
the pandemic snatched my purse. So I was trying to figure out how can I market without the resource. So, I got to the point where I was just like posting every day, I got tired of that. I got sick of it. I'm like, I'm not getting any return. Nothing's happening. I'm like, what is going on? And then I noticed that when I started to market on YouTube, I started to get more traction. I'm like, this is different. I'm like, okay, YouTube. And then I'm like, okay, let me do the same thing with Facebook. Facebook wasn't working with me, but the Instagram, I've started to get leads off the Instagram. And then, the Google, always set up your business on Google so they can find you.
Yes.
So yeah, you gotta do that. Set that up. That's number one. You go in there and make sure you keep it updated, even with the flyers, the pictures, because everything changes. So you don't want to. People want to see new stuff. They come there, they want to see what's going on. So when I started to nurture the Google, people would find that's when leads start coming in. And so the best way to reach me is email. So leads start coming in through the email, and I start capturing the leads from there. So I say that to say is that make sure you nurture your Google business and start with YouTube. Start there.
Okay, you just golden nuggets right there. And I teach my audience that first thing, do the Google my freaking business. It takes 5 minutes. Just fill it out. It's free. It's free, right?
Yes.
She found a platform that worked for her in the beginning, right? And then she flourished into the other platforms. But let's talk about YouTube. What did you post on YouTube?
I posted the stuff that I post on YouTube is like little snippets of my dance fitness stuff. And then I would especially what I do is YouTube, when I put in like free online classes, free this and me jamming, then I start getting leads like, oh, I want to try this free. Or I would say, put in your birthday. I would give you a free class. This stuff like that. People will come in like, oh, okay, I want a free class. So I get birthdays coming in like every day for a free class. Now, do they take the class? Nah, but they're in your email list. So your email list starts to build. All you have to do is like, hey, give me this. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Can I just say something, guys? Another golden nugget. She figured out that emails are gold. And
Yes.
she figured out how to get their email in a beautiful way because she's giving them something free in return. And another thing is video. You're putting up video. So what would you tell a dance or fitness entrepreneur about video? And if they were scared to post a video of themselves?
Oh, if you're afraid to, okay. I say drop the fear. You need to jump over that fear. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I'm in the process of pivoting into something else that I'm kind of afraid of. because I don't want, like, I want to do something on YouTube where it's a natural thing where people get to know me. And right now I'm kind of like on a fence, but just before I did the video on my movement, I was scared. And once you do it, you got to jump over your fear. If you don't jump over your fear, you're not going to know what's for you on the other side.
Mhm.
And just throw in something for free to get some, emails or phone numbers, and just do it.
I know.
Don't be afraid, because fear would that's just like self-sabotage to me, when you let fear take over you and you
Yeah.
just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You would never know if you just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, because I'm scared. Just
Yeah.
do it. What could happen?
I mean, fitness and dance instructors are in the business of serving people. People want to feel you out. They got to see how you teach if they like it.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. They
Right?
have to see that. They
Yeah.
have to see that. They want to know, that's why it's a great, that's why I think giving away a free class
Yeah.
before they purchase,
Yeah.
it's like it's a no-brainer. It's like,
Yeah.
come on in, check it out. If
Uh-huh.
you don't like it, you don't like it.
Hmm.
But just
Hmm.
come check it out,
Yeah. Yep.
you know?
And you know what I loved in the beginning when you were getting your name out? You said yes to everything. Yes,
Yeah,
I'll teach there. Yes, I'll teach that. In the beginning, say yes to everything.
yes, you
As
do.
you get, higher up in the ranking, maybe you don't have to as much. And
Yes.
also, I heard you say, yes, I'm doing something little new here. So, can you tell me, do you have different projects, different revenue streams? How do you make money?
Uh, I'm always working on projects. I'm working on a project right now called My Dancing Brain. So I'm always
Stand out.
watching. Yes, it's I actually linked up with a neurologist. She's a professor in New York, and she took my class online. That's how I met her. I met her on a virtual class. I had a virtual class during the pandemic. I met her through that, and we started talking. And she does a lot of studies on dance in the brain, a lot of studies on it. And so she said, well, have you considered, would you consider doing a project with me? We're talking about how dance, make your, actually dance of all activities, make your brain, your hippocampus bigger.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
Even if you're not a good dancer, it builds your hippocampus. So it's like a study.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we show them a routine. And
Mm.
the routine, basically the lyrics of the routine, has a lot to do with the brain subject that we're going to talk about. So it's like it all ties in, and we're working on that right now. That's one of the projects we're working on. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really deep, man.
So you're dancing. It's great for the hippocampus, you said?
Hippocampus. Yes.
Hippocampus.
Yes.
And on top of it, you're motivating them you're like guiding them with the
Yes.
lyrics.
Yes. We got in them with the lyric. And then we just we emphasize that you don't have to be a great dancer. You don't even know you don't have to be on beat. You just have to learn how to, you have to want to learn a dance. That's it. And it just makes your hippocampus grow.
Brilliant.
And especially as we age, our hippocampus shrinks. And then that's where the dementia comes in. If you don't want that, I'm saying, we don't want that. We want to keep we want to stay sharp. The best way to stay sharp is to dance.
I'm so looking
Yes.
forward to it. Please keep us updated.
Yes, I will.
So okay, so that is a possible revenue stream right there.
Yes,
Any
right
other
there.
revenue streams? Like, do you certify instructors?
The other stream that I am making, though, is the on-demand classes.
Love it.
There's an online program, like online challenges that people want to do themselves. They don't want to be around people.
Yes, I saw that on
That's
your.
that's a nice little stream because people come in, they just want the online program, and you're still talking to them. You don't see them, but they pay for the program. And it's like 2 weeks. I have a 2 weeks and a month program. It could be um, raw vegan fitness challenge, no low sugar fitness challenge. So I'm doing the whole dietary and the fitness to make sure that you have the success of losing weight. And so I do, and I leave it open for them. If they want to talk to me in person, they can book me for 15 minutes for some encouraging words and et cetera, et cetera. And then the online on demand classes, I just start recording all my classes, post them up, and then marketing that is a little easier than having them coming into the classroom for some reason, because people like, oh, I could just take her on demand and
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I could subscribe to that. So that's a nice little stream of money, and the online challenges too that you give them.
Interesting. Look at you diversifying. I would love to backtrack just for a moment.
Yeah.
You said you have challenges and you said you have on demand classes and you do Zoom classes too, right?
Yes, I do.
So tell me about this on demand. Like, so people pay for it. How then do they get the video they paid for?
They they sign in and log in on the website, and then click on videos, and then, yep.
So it's a membership portal. They have
It's a membership portal, and you don't have to be a member. You can actually go in and just purchase it and rent it for $2.99 for one video. So if you don't have a subscription, you're like, oh, I just want this video.
Otherwise, what is your subscription fee?
Right now it's at $5.99 a month.
Ooh.
The on demand.
Okay. I'd like to talk about that price because I do. And then if this is okay, I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm all about getting paid what you're worth.
Yes.
And do you feel you're getting paid what you're worth with the $2.99 and the $5.99?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Do you feel it's time to change it?
Yes, that's why I said right now. Okay. Yeah. And the reason why I had the pandemic, I had to dumb down a lot of my prices, and because people they were strapped, they didn't have money, and so I just had to go with the flow with that. So I'm planning on right now is $5.99. Now, if you're grandfathered in, because I'll keep you grandfathered, but I will actually bring the money. Eventually, it's coming up. So,
great.
Yes.
And do you know how much higher you'll go, or have you thought about it?
I thought about probably between $9.99 to $14.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which. Yeah.
I like that. Beautiful. Okay. Good job. Yes. Good job. Yeah. So you're wow. So it's been since 2020. Now you're going to raise your prices about 4.5.
It's time. It's time.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I love that. All right, Trina. Yes. You told me something that you used to dance for a celebrity.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. They're going to be
Lord,
fascinated with that.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to dance with him. I didn't mean it. I don't know how I can make this long story short, but I'm gonna try. This person, I used to train. I used to do staging in San Diego. I stage. It's a lot of stuff that I'm show producer, staging, all that jazz. So with the choreography, I staged too. So it was a singer, and I was choreographing for her, and I was staging her. And she said, "Hey, she said, have you, did any kind of dance or staging for any celebrities?" I said, "Oh, no, not yet." I said, "But I would like to." That's what I told her. She said, "Oh, okay." She said, "I think I know somebody." I said, "Who?" But she wouldn't tell me who. And she said, I want you to, once you're done, if you're free, if you want to give him a break, I want you to meet this guy. I'm like, okay, I go meet him. He said, yeah, I heard a lot of great things about you. And you said you stage. I said, yeah, I stage. He said, I think somebody I need you to meet. I said, okay. He said, when are you free? Are you free this weekend? I said, yeah, what time? And he gave me the time frame. I grabbed my mom. He told me where we were going. I said, okay, it's like 45 minutes away. Okay, that's great. Let's go there. I opened the door and I would like to introduce you to Ike Turner. I'm like, oh, wow. So Ike Turner hired me as a stage choreographer. I just staged the whole band and as a choreographer. That's it. Not dancing, not singing, none of that.
Okay.
So that's what I did. So I did that for about 6-8 months, got the band ready, and I loved it. Now, one day, the singer, his wife, the head singer was his wife, Jeanette. She started to sing something. Now, my mom is a singer. She's a jazz singer. So I have an ear for harmony. Not a singer, but I just have an ear for it. I can't help it. Lady, the singer, she starts singing. And I start to harmonize. I did not know that I can harmonize. He stopped everything. He was like, what? Did you say that? Did you say that note? You sing that note? Sing that note again. I said, what note? Sing that note. I'm gonna do it. Doom. He did the whole thing. And Jeanette starts singing, and then I harmonized. He said, you can sing and you not tell me? I was like, I cannot. Wow. I'm not a singer. You are a singer. So I was like, where are you going with this? He said, I'm gonna make you I get. I was like, no, you're not. I'm here to stage. I'm here to choreograph. I am not trying to do that. I'm not trying to tour the world. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay. And then so I say months later, one of the girls, the Ikettes, did not make it. Okay. And could not go. She couldn't leave. Okay. And he's like, Trina, you got to go with us. I said, I can't not go. I don't have a passport. He said, well, guess what? You're going to get it right now. All right. I said, no, I kid you not. He stopped. He said, we're going to get your passport. It's an emergency because we're leaving tomorrow. We're leaving tomorrow? He said, Trina, you know all the dances. You know all the songs. You've been doing this for 8 months. I trust you. Wow. You can do it. Wow. Oh my God. And that's how it all started.
Wait, now talking about Tina Turner. You met her.
I never met Tina. I met all her kids. Because I were in a band. I was in a band with them.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was with Ike. So I never met Tina, but I met all her kids.
Wow. So at that time, were they divorced?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was with his wife at the time for about only like 10 years. Oh, so he was, his wife, Jeanette. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So 5 years I was with him. Torn everywhere.
Why'd you stop?
Well, I stopped because I wanted to start another company. That's because that was before my dance company. Gotcha. So I wanted to do my own thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm over it. Okay. I mean, people think that being a celebrity is fun and easy, and that it's hard, man. Just being around the celebrity because I was with Ike, I was like a celebrity. So when I was with him, everywhere we go, like anywhere, people grabbing you, pulling your hair, and it was a lot. And and then being on stage with heels on for 2 hours straight, dancing full out. That's not. You have to be cute all the time. Interviews every 5 seconds. No. Wow. You're sleeping on the bus. You don't enjoy the country that you're visiting because you're tired. Right. But you've been all over the world. Yeah, I was all over the world. All over the place. And I couldn't even tell you I didn't enjoy any of it because I was tired. Okay. Wow. Thank you for being real about that. Yeah, I was tired. I'm like, okay, I cannot. See, one thing about me, I don't do well with a lot of makeup and nails and hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But being an ICAT, you're on stage as soon as you leave your home.
Wow.
Because you got paparazzi, you got all this. He's like, when you walk out your house, you have to represent an ICAT. And this is what I expect. You have to this and that and the other. And that was hard for me. So that's the reason why I had to like fade myself out of it, because high heels, I'm a hip hop dancer. Come on. High heels, I'm a tomboy.
Right.
Nails? What you talking about? I gotta wear nails. I gotta do my hair. I gotta what? Yeah.
Interesting.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun anymore.
But what an experience. It really made who you are. You know, you need all
yes. Oh, yes.
You know what? I loved what you said when that person said to you, do you stage for celebrities? And you said, not yet.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, not yet. Yes.
Someone asked me, are you a millionaire? I'm going to say, not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Wow. That's great.
Yes, and I have to do that to myself all the time. You know, because we go through things where we get, you know, we expect all the work that we put out and no return. I still have to like, Trina, your return is coming. It's coming. You just have to keep pushing. You cannot quit. So that's where that comes from. When people ask me, you work with this or you got this kind of money? Oh, not yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to do that.
See, that's why you're successful, because it's mindset.
Yes. Mindset. I refuse to quit.
Great.
Refuse.
I love that. You're a badass. I love that. So Trina, looking back, your business, everything, is there anything that you would do differently in building your business or your life, whatever?
Anything I would do differently. I would have, if I could go back, I'd probably nurture my YouTube page. If I can go back, I would have nurtured that, because I just created the page and left it and I abandoned it. So I'm like, okay, I would have done that. I think that if I would have nurtured my YouTube page, I would be in a different space right now.
Ooh, that's great. See, we're going back to video, guys. She's saying it. She's saying it. All right. And what would you tell a dance or fitness entrepreneur? Any advice you would tell them in case they're on the fence, maybe starting a fitness program or even getting out there with their biz? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, just do it. Just do it. You know, if you feel like in your gut, this is who you are meant to do this, to serve people, to make them happy and healthier. If that's in your gut, you need to go for it. Yeah. That's what I say. You just need to just do it. And if any kind of help or resources that you need, research it. It takes only 10 minutes a day to figure out, okay, let me research this. Get all your eggs in one basket before you start cooking.
Good.
Okay. Put it all together. Then you start, building.
Great advice, Trina. Trina, I had so much fun talking to you. You have so much knowledge. You don't have to go to school for business. You just have to have guts.
You have to have guts. And it takes guts to do it.
Yeah.
It does. It can be a scary space.
Yeah.
And you got to have the guts. But, once you have that gut and that drive, you go in places, and make sure you be yourself. Yeah. Don't try to be somebody else that's online. Oh, I got to look like them. I got to be like them. No, you be you. You be you.
You be you.
Yes.
All right. Trina, thank you so much. Thank you. And
thank you.
Would you like to do our outro? We have a signature outro.
All right, folks. You know what you need to do. It's time to kick some ass.
Yes. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.